I've been fascinated by how parents can get involved in complementing their kids' education. I've been on this journey myself, trying to bring education into my own parenting. I've been searching hard for the right mindset that parents can adopt to be involved, but in a smart way, to be their kids' guide on the side as they support their own child in becoming their best unique self. Parents today have a front row seat in the daily education process. As kids stayed home and schools started doing online distance learning, parents became frontline collaborators in a tug of war between home and school, guiding their kids through lessons and supporting them with the online adaptations. There were many challenges in doing that, but it was also an awakening. Parents already knew that a change in learning needed to be done to prepare each child for their future. But it was during pandemic that they realized that the traditional modalities of learning had become outdated. I experienced that dilemma myself as a mom and a teacher. 13 years ago, I was a kindergarten teacher, and fast forward those years later, I had my own child in kindergarten doing distance learning. I knew schools were putting their best effort to keep up with the change they were facing. But what could I do more as a mom? How could I use my teaching experiences to contribute positively to my kids' learning? Watching the whole economy and workplace itself have a radical transformation during these 2 years only motivated me to seek more opportunities for my kids that were aligned with the change happening. People around me were adopting new technologies to recreate themselves. They were learning new skills and finding new digital side hustles and immersing themselves in this new future.
So my job as a parent is to make sure that you can live whatever dream you want to live. But the problem is you don't know what that is now. You're 11 or 14 or 15. So the best we can do and what we should do is get you involved in as many activities as you can, try on as many things, become as speak as many languages as you can, get as best test scores you can, so you can go to whatever college. Yeah, so you can be well-rounded, but well-rounded really means that you are armored with the ability to win in whatever environment that you go into.
Just imagine what will happen in 10 years and how life will be much different then. Naturally, our kids will have different needs and will develop their own strengths, curiosities, abilities, and skills.
That each child, each human being is unique and it will exist. He or she will exist only in this moment, in the present life. So you are a treasure of the present, somebody that the present and the society has to value and to give possibilities to develop the uniqueness of humanity that you represent. Each of us is a unique piece of humanity, and in each of us, humanity can find a treasure.
How can I give these experiences to my kids and have them participate in this changing world and bring out their uniqueness? As parents, we need to find the right tools and enrichment programs that tap into each child's unique interests to support their learning. As I researched, I developed a new mindset. I called it EduParenting. It's about bringing education into parenting. EduParents value lifelong learning, innovation, and uniqueness of self and individuals. EduParents seek to transfer these values onto their kids by leading by example. They create conditions for kids to explore their passions and follow their curiosities.
You know, one of the things that's really important to know about human beings is that it's not that we stop growing up when we're 18, right? And if you look at the etymology of the word parent, the word parent really means to bring forth. So after we leave our own parents, right, who have tried to bring forth our, we kind of like leap into other situations, which frankly are parenting situations. I mean, I had teachers, I had professors, I still do, mentors who in a very authentic way are parenting me. All right, now what does it really mean? What does it look like? I think that really, really great leaders do a couple of things, right? One is they model the character that they want other people to emulate.
I am still learning how to be an EduParent. I aspire to be that parent who's involved in my kids' lives by guiding them on the side, yet allowing them to explore and learn how far they can go on their own. This is a lifelong journey. There is always room for improvement as life changes and my kids grow up.
That's what great parents do. They're demanding, they're challenging, it's not good enough, I'm occasionally disappointing you, but at the same time, I genuinely care about you. I want you to be successful, and I respect you.
How can we become EduParents, and how can we practice EduParenting at home to make learning a more natural process at home? Let's start by learning. Do your own research on new innovations in education. Your kids shouldn't be boxed in by the boring old rules that others have written for them. Instead, use their unique talents to unlock the possibilities of where they can go in this world. If your child has interests that appear to go against their natural talents, don't immediately just say no. Instead, brainstorm how your child might be able to use these talents and succeed in a new field. Their unique gifts and skills could allow them to make a very valuable contribution. It's important to introduce your child to as many activities as possible. Try new things together. You'll never know what you might discover. Plan for enrichment programs and home opportunities. Learning often happens outside of school when kids have the freedom to explore, create, try out new things, and make mistakes without feeling judged. Parents now have the opportunity to enrich their kids' education with so many online programs and ways of exploring learning. Let your child sample as many new activities as possible. Take every opportunity that you can to observe, play, and learn about the world together, and see what your child loves and find new ways to nurture their interests. Budget. We understand this exploration and experiences require good money management. And how much you spend depends on the activity and how much you are willing to pay for that particular activity. Providing each child with opportunities for enriching, engaging play or education can quickly add up and start weighing heavily on the family finances. Even in your own future, there's always going to be trade-offs, no matter how much the household income is. This is why we plan to achieve the right balance between one hobby and another, between immediate needs and long-term aspirations, and between the child's dreams and the family's balance sheet. Support your child. EduParenting is creating a home environment that seeks to model, build up, and enable kids to become responsible over their learning. A home environment where relationships thrive through nurturing connections. A study done at Harvard University in 2004 shows that nurturing and stable relationships with caring adults are essential to human healthy development beginning from birth. Both relationships and the home environment create the conditions for kids to thrive in learning. Young children experience their world as an environment of relationships. It is through these relationships that they develop the cognitive, emotional, physical, and psychological well-being. Having a home learning environment based on safety and exploration can definitely set up your kids to an advantage. As EduParents, we never stop learning. We show our children that curiosity and knowledge are exciting. We can get involved in our kids' education by complementing what our kids need. It's not about schoolifying the home, but it's about seeking to create the conditions for learning to happen. EduParents have their skin in the game in their kids' education. It's about being one step ahead. Some parents can take a role in their kids' learning by becoming learners, leading by example, and guiding their kids into loving learning. Others can empower their kids to direct their learning on topics that spark their interests. It's about making a mind switch from thinking that learning happens in schools to thinking that learning happens in everyday experiences. EduParenting is not about doing things for our kids, but about being their guide on the side. Tailoring education can take time, become expensive, and requires know-how. At Livada, we've been steadily building that know-how and designing the perfect tool for EduParents to become the guide on the side. We aspire to become your guide on the side, so helping you become an EduParent who creates conditions for lifelong learning with the right planning, budgeting, and constant support from us and our community.